Hello, everyone. Welcome to GNU according to CD, that is Government of National Unity. So let's deal with the elephant in the room. Critical skills that were published by the Home Affairs Minister, Dr. Leon Schreiber, which got South Africans up in arms and said, what a joke, you need to resign. And there was a petition for him to resign. Well, from what I understand, that petition did reach the table or the desk of the minister. And the portfolio committee for Home Affairs said, no, he is not going anywhere. However, though, I felt that I wanted to say something about this list. I really, really do wanted to say something about it, but I was reading the room, and the room was saying, "CD, don't say anything just yet. Let the dust settle, and then tackle it the way I understood it." Okay. I understood it in a different way from what everyone else, even though everybody is correct in the manner in which they perceived that list. Okay.
So there was a consultative process in place before this critical skills list was published. Previously, we had the old critical skills list. You'd be amazed to find in the old list that there was a shortage of sheep shearers.
Sheep shearers.
Yes.
Right.
Which doesn't exist on the present skill list.
Right.
So the public were invited, but it was more along the government to government departments,
Right.
where there was consultation. So they would ask, for example, the education department or the labor department, look, or the health sector, where are the skills South Africa needs and that it is missing? Now, when you look at the present critical skills list, it's quite complex and it's expanding. And there were mistakes made, and there was implementation dates, etc., etc. But the core of the question is how to determine critical skills that are needed, which is due through a consultative process. Right. So, assuming you have a critical skill and you want to come into South Africa, previously you could come in and you had 12 months in which to find a job.
Right.
Now you've got to have a letter of appointment accompanying your critical skills, a SAQA certificate regarding your critical your standard, and of course your membership to a particular organization.
Right.
There is one more requirement, and that is where there is a permanent residence, because critical skills is a list is a conduit to PR, and you'll have to get prior learning experience recognized or 5 years post qualification.
Something like, I mean, is it a critical skill when you see nursing on the list? That's not a critical skill. We do have nursing graduates in South Africa. In my own community back in KwaZulu Natal, I know at least 7 girls. I see the 2 guys, 7 girls who have graduated from, I think it was, what's that nursing college in Newcastle? Emandeni, somewhere in Emandeni. They've been sitting ever since to this very day. 2 of them, they work at ShopRite in the local mall. 2 guys, fortunately, did get employment. That is why I'm not mentioning them. However, though, from what I am reading into this list when it comes to nursing, now let's talk again about my neighbors in my township who have gone to nursing school at the Emandeni nursing school or something. I can't remember what it's called. And they only have a diploma in nursing. And they do have practicals because when you do these nursing courses, I think you have a day in a class and a week on the practicing, whatever the case might be. I didn't do nursing, so I wouldn't know. Now, this nursing part, for example, I think what the minister was, I think there should have been an elaboration in these critical skills that they were asking for, because nursing is just not a nurse. There are nurses that are specializing nurses as well. I think it's the specializing part that was not added. Just like mechanical engineering, the specialized part was not added. What do I mean by a specialized part? For example, every doctor went to medical school. I'm just giving you an example. Every doctor went to medical school. However, to specialize in neurology, of course, now you have to You get your degree in medicine for that 7 years, and then you proceed now to specifically go learn about the brain or about the heart or about the eye or about this and about that. All right. That is specialized field now where somebody is qualified to. For example, and not every nurse can become an emergency room nurse because there's going to be operations that are going to take place. They need to know more knowledge about many things that are going to take place and the language that's going to be used on the operation table. It's like driving. Driving and having a driver's license is not enough, but advanced driving course is what makes you a highly qualified driver. So much so that you can even be hired by a security detail for a president or a minister. Da, 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 da. I'm not making any excuses about this list because your rage is very much justifiable because it was not explained to us in what context does nursing is a critical skill or a rare skill in South Africa. Civil engineering, we got civil engineers. I mean, my half brother is a civil engineer who is sitting at home. Okay, because he also did some things that were not right and had to serve time. I think maybe that might be one of the reasons why he's not getting a job. But he's a civil engineer, learned it on the inside. He learned it on the in. Well, before he went on the inside, he was studying civil engineering because of Cavella. He became naughty to get Cavella, and then he went and served. And then inside, I told him, listen, you are not going to sit there and learn how to be a hardcore criminal. You are going to continue with your degree, which he did. He graduated. Now he's out and he's looking for a job. So these are the people that the minister should be seeking out. Like, okay, we know you got a criminal record, but what we're looking for is the skill that is critically required in South Africa, mechanical engineering. So again, I feel like these are specialized portion or part of these rare skills or critical skills that the minister was talking about. I stand corrected. I'm not saying you are wrong. I'm not saying you are wrong, but that's how I looked at it. That's how I also understood it. And the second part as well that I understood of what you call this digital nomads. Like if you're a digital nomad and then you are a civil engineer, South Africa is inviting you to start working for your company wherever you are hired. If you're hired in the US, but what matters is that you are going to be earning in US dollars. And in earning US dollars, living here in South Africa as a digital nomad, it means you are going to be spending your dollars, guess where? Here in South Africa. Those are the people that were also invited as per this list from what I understood. I stand corrected. I'm not saying I'm 100% correct here, but I'm just thinking that it is actually a great idea to invite digital nomads to come work and stay here, meaning like work for your company that you work for, wherever it's based in the world, but living in South Africa. Because what we want is your dollars that you are earning to add into our economy. So I think that's the other part that he was talking about, even though it was not clear, because all that he did was just slap us with those shocking, what do you call this, the critical skills. And I was like, you mean we are looking for an intern, a engineering intern, and yet we got so many mechanical engineers in South Africa. There's no, it cannot be, it cannot be. So I understood the outrage. I was outraged myself, but I had to sit and think about it. Like, okay, let's think in terms of the word critical. What do you mean critical skill in nursing? Then it hit me that an ER nurse is a specialized nurse. Do we have enough ER nurses in South Africa? I don't know. The medical field is the one is going to be able to kind of break it down to the people of South Africa and say, listen, we do have operation rooms. South Africa has the best of the best, but we lack staffing in there. People that I don't know. If a doctor says tie him up, they would know exactly how to tie up a an operation wound and things of that nature. They would understand the language that's spoken and the technicalities, because these days operation rooms are no longer like how they used to be. Like, technology is involved, and then you just went to nursing school to learn CPR and all the other administration of medication and all that stuff that nurses do. But what about the technology part in an operation room, when now they no longer surround the patient? They're in some control rooms, and if the doctor says, "Pass me this," using a robot, that nurse will know what to do. Do we have those specialized nurses of that nature? I don't know. Again, that is for the medical industry to tell us. What about mechanical engineering and all that other skills that I mentioned there? I don't know. That's how I thought about it. But from what I'm hearing from this gentleman, the expert, he says there was a consultation, but the consultation was government to government. But in a democracy, a consultation supposed to be open to the public. Just like how immigrants were brought to South Africa, nobody consulted us. They came, suddenly we had people who spoke totally different languages from us, called themselves different names, and we had to use our Ubuntu. I saw one of the guys actually using it against us to try once again to manipulate the people of South Africa. Ubuntu will always be part of us. It doesn't matter what you say. You are here because of it. The fact that you are able to come onto our television stage and say what you are saying is because of our Ubuntu. You can never take you can never take that one away from us, whether you like it or not, irrespective of how we are feeling about you right now. You can never take it away, because you are here and you are still here. And your people are still coming instead of going elsewhere. Why? Because they know that the people of South Africa have Ubuntu. That one, you cannot take it away from us. Anyways, that is this part of the segment that I wanted to add my 2 cents on it, as this expert as kind of like drew a picture about the critical skills, how it was already discussed and decided, possibly by the previous ministry, and this one just picked it up and ran with it. Unfortunately, it backfired, because the people of South Africa started demanding for Leon Schreiber to resign. And that, guys, let's continue with these segments.